You've done the work, earned the recognition, maybe even exceeded your own expectations. People congratulate you, point out your achievements, and call you talented. But instead of pride, you feel uneasy. A quiet voice whispers, "You don't really deserve this. They're going to find out you're not as good as they think." That voice has a name: imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome isn't about actual fraud. It's about the persistent belief that your success is undeserved, even when evidence shows otherwise. It's the feeling that luck, timing, or other people's mistakes explain your achievements, not your ability or effort. This phenomenon was first studied in the 1970s, when psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes noticed high-achieving women often doubted their accomplishments. But research since then has shown it doesn't discriminate. Men, women, students, professionals, artists, leaders all can experience it. What makes imposter feelings so powerful is their paradox. The more success someone achieves, the stronger the doubt can become. Each accomplishment isn't proof of competence, it becomes fuel for the fear of being exposed. The promotion, the award, the acceptance letter, all of it can trigger the thought, "I fooled them again." There are a few patterns psychologists recognize. Some people feel like perfectionists, never satisfied unless their work is flawless. Others identify as the expert, always chasing more knowledge before they feel worthy. There are the natural geniuses, who believe struggling means they aren't truly smart. Then the soloists, who think asking for help would reveal weakness. And finally, the superhumans, who measure their worth by how much they can juggle and master at once. Regardless of the type, the cycle is similar. An opportunity arises. The person feels anxious, fearing they're not capable. They over-prepare, or procrastinate out of fear. When they succeed, they attribute it to luck or external factors. Instead of building confidence, the success deepens their doubt. The cycle repeats. The consequences go beyond self-doubt. Imposter syndrome can create chronic stress, burnout, and anxiety. It can make people decline opportunities, avoid visibility, or hold back ideas, afraid they'll be caught. Talented individuals shrink themselves, not because they lack ability, but because they can't see their ability clearly. So why does this happen? Part of it comes from upbringing and environment. If you grew up in a family where achievement was highly valued, or where love felt conditional on success, you might internalize the idea that you're only as good as your latest result. Cultural pressures matter too, especially in competitive fields or communities where mistakes are seen as failures rather than steps in growth. Social comparison makes it worse. In today's world of constant connection, it's easy to see the polished versions of other people's lives and assume you fall short. Scrolling through accomplishments on LinkedIn or curated success stories on Instagram can make even the most capable person feel inadequate. But the most striking feature of imposter syndrome is how common it is. Studies suggest that around 70% of people experience it at least once in their lives. That means the colleagues you admire, the mentors you look up to, even the people you think have it all figured out, many of them have likely wrestled with the same hidden doubts. Knowing that doesn't erase the feeling, but it helps. Recognizing the universality of imposter thoughts breaks the illusion of being the only one. It shifts the question from "what's wrong with me?" to "why does this happen to so many of us?" Overcoming imposter syndrome isn't about eliminating self-doubt completely. Doubt can serve a purpose. It keeps us humble, drives us to learn, and guards against arrogance. The goal is balance, letting doubt exist without letting it dictate our choices. One helpful approach is reframing. Instead of seeing success as luck, try acknowledging effort and growth. "I worked hard for this, I learned along the way, and my skills improved." Another is to track achievements, keeping a record of positive feedback, completed projects, or moments of recognition. Looking back at concrete evidence makes it harder to dismiss success as a fluke. Sharing imposter feelings with trusted friends or mentors also helps. Often, people are surprised to hear that others, even those they admire, feel the same way. Vulnerability creates perspective. And perhaps most importantly, it helps to accept imperfection. Mistakes and struggles don't disqualify you, they prove you're human. Growth comes from challenge, not from flawless performance. Imposter syndrome tells us we're not enough, even when reality proves otherwise. It makes success feel fragile, like borrowed clothing that doesn't quite fit. But those feelings are not the truth. They are stories our minds tell us, shaped by fear, comparison, and old beliefs. The real measure of ability isn't whether doubt disappears, it's whether we continue to show up despite it. Confidence isn't the absence of imposter thoughts, it's the decision to act even while they linger. In the end, success doesn't require permission from perfection. It requires courage, persistence, and the willingness to keep going, even when that inner voice says you shouldn't be here. Because the truth is, you already are.